And we're back. Sorry about that. Technical difficulties, but we are here. We live. And so, as you were saying, Vanetta, we are talking about 2023. And where were we exactly at?
Uh, oh, the gritty part of the grit. The
Yes,
I'm
yes,
gonna
yes,
do this
yes.
regardless. We
That
were at
overcoming
the growth,
adversity.
yes,
Yes.
because okay, the growth part, the growth mindset is good.
Uh huh.
But you're gonna have to have that because you're gonna grow from failure.
Uh huh.
And the person you become with the adversity of failure is
Mm.
really where it's at.
Interesting. Interesting.
Yeah.
And I guess that does. I guess it does then the nature versus nurture thing because I definitely see that. For me, it always was the curiosity of that helped me with the understanding of failure, right?
Yeah.
Because coming from it from almost like a scientific method of I have a hypothesis and I don't know what's gonna happen. Failure to me isn't like the end; is the data. You know what I'm saying? Then I do it again. And if I fail, then I fail, then I fail, then obviously I know that way doesn't work. It doesn't change. It changed the hypothesis. It doesn't change the attempts, right?
Yeah.
Where a lot of people can, failure can really
Yeah,
beat
but
you
it's gonna
down.
take like thousands of attempts.
I mean, that's a scientific method, though.
And so yes, you but I'm saying yes, the curiosity, that's great. But I'm talking about like one of my favorite quotes, I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways
Ways
that
that
won't
think
work.
don't work. Yeah.
Thomas Edison.
Uh huh.
And that is how it's gonna go. Like,
Always.
and even even now, like with Funny Honeys, I mean, there's so much that like consistently just goes wrong where you have to just let things, you got to just fail forward and fast enough to continue to learn from it.
Uh huh.
But I think curiosity is cute, but after the curiosity, the failure comes and another failure comes, and you're not going to be curious, you're going to be fucking pissed, you're going to be mad, you're going to be fired up for anything that you have to do because this is your duty, this is your job, this is your purpose, this is your calling. That you're not going to become a mogul until you get to that meaty, hungry, gritty, no matter what, what's up.
Okay, I see what you're
That
saying,
shit is
and I hear
not
you.
curious. That shit
It's
is
past
very
curiosity. It's
definite.
passion at that
It's
point.
very definite. Everything's gonna fucking go into flames consistently. And you gotta keep a smile on your face.
Uh
And you
huh.
gotta keep getting up and keep doing that shit day in, day out, no matter what.
That's 100% right. And so I hear what you're saying, and at that point, it is putting yourself to the fire and really making sure
Yeah.
that you yeah your steel is wet by the fire because it doesn't move under anything else. Anything else
Yeah.
is actually molding what you
You
have going
you
on.
yeah, you got to have a growth mindset plus that, cuz how can I grow from this? How can I grow from this? Okay, all right, I messed up, but you can't beat yourself up about the messing up. You can't beat yourself up about it. You just be like, how do I grow from this? And then you just solution focused, and then you just locked in with like, what's the solution for this shit? All right, cool. This thing called out. All right, word. I'm fine. Like, what am I gonna do? So it's just like figuring it out regardless. And that was the first thing that happened in my sales business. Like they would, they would be situations I didn't have a solution for. And
Mm.
my promoting owner would be like, this is a figure it out business. Figure it out. Like, another quote is a lot of people fear success because it's dressed in overalls and looks like work.
Uh huh. That's a good one. That's a really good
It's just fucking work until it works.
one. Uh huh.
That's it.
That is it. It is nothing else. It's that simple.
No matter what you're doing, because if you're innovative enough, again, and it's about really, when you talk about positioning, it's being, finding your core, like what literally makes you tick. And there's a purpose behind that. There's some darkness behind that, but once you get past the darkness, there's light. And you can take the dark shit that pissed you off, whoever fucked you over, whoever did you wrong, you take all that dark, heal from that, put the light with it, and you find your purpose.
Mm.
And then when you're in your purpose, you don't give a fuck. It's your purpose.
That's your purpose.
It's your purpose. So once you get to that, and then you find to position yourself and you growth mindset, and you got, no matter what's gonna happen, then you got everything. then you're gonna make it. But boy, the person you gotta become and the mindset you gotta get in to be there. Like you see niggas walking across the street, you know what I mean? Like niggas that like, it's a certain type of niggas. Niggas that go like 20 seconds, yeah, let's go. It's a nigga that starts from the bodega, like way behind the bodega at 10 seconds and say, you know what? Fuck it, I'm getting across.
I'm getting across, yeah.
You gotta be that nigga. You gotta start 5 seconds left. You
okay. I hear you.
So you become different people. You gotta become that person.
You do. You gotta step into that and really like embrace that.
Yep.
And part of that is to let go of all the things that was happening before. And to tap into that, like in curating these spaces for Funny Honeys, in working with so many different personalities, and sometimes different egos. How are you still able to curate such a positive environment, such a growth environment, especially amongst comics where it's notorious for being cutthroat or you're notorious for like kneecapping people, so to speak? How do you still foster such a positive environment?
Yeah, I'm really particular about like the energy that I bring, and I'm very happy, and I make sure that energy is neither created nor destroyed. It's just transferred to people, and I make sure that those are the type of people that I book. Those are the type of people that promote the space, and for the most part, I've been able to really work on that and really have that just be that space, and it's the community that you cultivate. So it's hard work, but it's also just being particular with you become the people you surround yourself with. Like, so I make sure that people that surround themselves around me in my room are people that are working and good people. And so that good gets good and, it just gets better and better. So the community's growing.
I love that. I love that. And the community really does reflect in the variety of shows that you have, but also in the consistency that you have. Because everybody knows to bring it. Everybody knows to show up and punch from whatever angle they punch it from. So it's always been a great time in each show, and every vibe has been a wonderful,
Yeah.
energetic flow, and it's inspired some of my greatest sets. So thank you.
Yeah, we love that. No, it's dope. I think also I lead with that kind of energy. Sometimes what's understood doesn't need to be explained.
Hmm.
So if you push yourself, if I show up like that, and if I'm giving that energy, people are just gonna push to match that energy. They
That
want
is
to.
true.
They want to join the energy that's in the room and the space. So that's why it's very particular. I made a post not too long ago because my room was starting to get a little bit away from that. Like people just come and bring people and they just sit in the back and don't add to the space and not just not spending money, but that pissed me off too. But they would just sit in the back and just sit there, and I'm like, oh no, y'all can't just come in and sit and oh my gosh,
I got you. I got
okay, sorry, y'all just can't come and pop and sit in the space. Sorry.
you. Sorry, got a little too
Yeah,
fancy.
I'm
this
not.
time.
I'm not really used to all
Got a
this.
little too fancy this time. All right.
No, but like people would bring people, and I was very adamant about it. So I just kind of weed those people out and make sure that if you're around, your energy needs to contribute to the space.
Also, so okay, I see
Yeah,
that.
Funny Hunnies is about that.
It's all about that. Okay, and so then we ask in the vision of looking forward. Um, what's next for Funny Honeys? Like, what are you hoping to build in this new phase?
Well, I stepped off stage recently on purpose because you can't, build a business by being all that's needed for the business. And so while the shows are running, it'll be the first time that I've ran shows and offered services at the same time. I've often only done like when the pandemic hit, I did like branding services, I did websites, I did specials. When I did my festival, I attached that to it. So like I've never just ran shows while also promoting. We do flyers, we do logos, we do websites. Like I've never done all of those things for the business. So it's building out the business so all it could do what it's supposed to do, and grow. So between that and offering those services, I'm gonna just provide more education and of course the leadership through events program that's coming this summer. And I have my college youth that I'm going to be working with, and I'm just going to be creating space for creative entrepreneurs to grow faster and to fail faster and to have more resources.
That's what's up. That's beautiful. Cause I mean, listen, once you give the youth the chance to step into the shoes and actually experience these things in real time, you spark a whole new thing for the generation. So
Yeah.
those things is definitely needed, especially in the comedy space. One other thing I want to ask is, um, even though we just out of Women's History Month, comedy is a very male dominated space. And a lot of men like to gatekeep, right? But you are building Funny Honeys in a way that celebrates everyone.
Mm-hmm.
How do you, as a woman, command? Like, at least, how do you feel from your perspective? How do you command that level of respect that you do receive in when you go to represent both yourself and the brand?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's people only treat you how you allow them to.
Okay.
And I believe in the beginning I allowed myself to be treated a certain way by male comics because that was the standard. And I think I was also kind of like blessed because when I first started comedy, like one of the OGs kind of like, like a dog pissed on me, so
Uh-huh.
so it's kind of like, I was protected in some regard.
Okay.
I was groomed, but still, like, like it's like, what do So I didn't have that bad of a, you
Uh
know,
huh.
run in the beginning because I was kind of almost spoken for in some regard. So I will say I had that in the beginning as a young comic. I had that. And I think now that I'm just like building my brand, doing what I can for me, doing what I can for the community, and primarily doing it like without anyone looking out, checking for nothing that it's more of just business. And I've built a certain standard and work ethic. And I think that really matters. I think also because of my reputation, like I've only been the person that if I did date a comic or date someone like they were like really really funny. So sometimes I feel like the people that like come to my shows and work really hard are like, I hear she only likes really funny guys. So I feel like it all works out for me in that regard. So it's either like I really respect this woman or I know I gotta come correct.
Okay. Well.
So it's one of the two, but I appreciate it, and I do feel like people do only treat you how you allow them to. So if I'm talking to you and you see the respect I give you, you're gonna respect me back, or I'm not gonna fit. I'm not gonna continue talking to you.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. It's niggas who don't know not to talk to me,
Uh huh. You just
but
don't
I
talk
don't.
to them.
I don't keep
You
talking to
just
them.
don't talk to them.
I would never pick up the phone again. We won't talk again. It don't even matter. So that it's just it's it's in and out. You see how it goes, but people only do what you allow them to.
That's a fact. That's a fact. That's a fact.
Yeah,
And that's a lesson for everybody. People only let you do what you allow them to.
yeah,
And so you gotta learn how it is, especially in this business, how it is that you speak for yourself and advocate for yourself, and you draw the line. Because not not every opportunity is an opportunity worth taking if you gotta sacrifice something you're not worth sacrificing.
yeah. And to the women out there, just real quick, if a man wants to write with you, if a man wants to perform with you, if a man has an opportunity for you, and they want to book you, like that's cool. That should be talked about over a certain type of time of day. It should not be after no 10 o'clock at night. Why we talking about this now? Text me tomorrow at this time. If they hit you back up in that time, then they're probably serious. If it's after a certain amount of time, they're trying to leverage their role as a man and having an opportunity for you to get next to you, most likely. And see if they pass the test. That's an easy test.
That's
Here's
it.
my email. Send me the details. If they ain't got no details, they trying to get you dig.
Ain't no lies.
So,
And also, as men who want to who feel, oh, it's so dangerous, be professional. Contact people at the appropriate times. And also, just not even that. Like, we shouldn't stop giving the bare minimum. Like, we should be creating spaces for women to intentionally put them, because it's 2026. The bare minimum is not accepted anymore. So if you're not showing up, don't be, oh, you want to write with them so that they could boost you. Nah, if you're not putting out platforms and creating spaces for women to grow, we don't want it. That's just that simple. I'm not even gonna sugarcoat that. I don't want anything less. I'm not endorsing anything less because the bare minimum and all of this. Yeah, nah, 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 nah. The only way we can create equity is to create spaces for them to grow.
woohoo, what he said.
It's just that simple. Either you win with us or you watch us win, baby. Let these people know what's coming up next because I know you got a whole litany of shows.
No, you can just I feel like it's important to educate creatives on like my perspective of the venue space.
Okay.
So I am going to be working on a VS for Venue series. So you can follow me on Instagram because I will be dropping that. And I am going to do some long form focus on venue operations. It's very important. So just the relationship between venues, getting behind that more so you can, get your money. There's
That's a
money out
fact.
there. Like when you want to produce, and you can get a budget, you can get these people to pay you for your talent. So there's levels to getting the venue relationships going, and I'm gonna help with that.
That's what's up. That is amazing. So y'all definitely gotta tune into that because that is a major growth period. We'll be shouting out, resharing whatever we find. Right there on the Make a Mogul show. Um, so make sure y'all stay tuned for that. Is there anything else we got? I just want to shout out once again the show on April 21st at Sylvanas
Yes.
because we're gonna get cooking on this lineup and it is going to be such a good one. Uh, if y'all not high, y'all will be by the end of that conversation, and
Oh wow. Okay.
ain't no cannabis necessary in the jokes we're gonna hit. So I hope y'all ready. Hope y'all ready to laugh. That's all I really got to say about that. Anything else, V?
No, thank you so much, making moguls.
Thank you for being here.
Appreciate y'all.
It is. I mean, her name is right
Happy
there.
birthday.
Happy birthday, Dami. V's name is right there. I made sure
Woo.
to tag it. Y'all know how to find me. I am Service John Alexander, the only one. If you can't find me, you ain't looking hard enough. And this is the Making Mogul Show. Find us on Instagram at the Making Mogul Show, and on YouTube and Facebook. Like, subscribe. Oh, the last thing I forgot. Damn. The way how we always end the show is we like to shout out a small win.
Oh, okay.
Yes, a small. I almost forgot my small win. That's how much of a
What's your
great
small
episode
win?
this was. My small win is that we got to 200 subscribers.
Oh.
So I am excited. We on our road to 1,000. So whoever that 200 subscriber was, thank you. I'll find something good to give you because I like to give away shit. Because that's just me. I like to give away shit. Um, but yeah, that's my small win. What would your small win for this week be?
Hmm. Small win. I think the small win today was I get to work remote for 2 days out of the week.
That's a small
That
big win,
that's
but
a
I'll
small
take it.
big win.
I'll take it.
You
That is
know,
a
I
nice
will
one.
say a small win, and I want to say this on the making moguls thing because I could have. Here's the thing: there were two bookers at the venue at the time, and it's two venues.
Uh huh.
So at the point in time, I could have pitched for more money.
Uh huh.
They have a budget for two bookers.
Okay.
I didn't pitch for more money. I pitched for more freedom. And so if you're a mogul in the making and you got a situation, you need to pitch for more freedom.
Uh huh.
Because now I got 48 hours to do what I want to do. I don't have to report on site. I can work on building my business and I can do my thing.
Uh huh.
There are going to be other things that I do remotely for them, yes, but I get to position myself to make money for me.
Uh huh. That's beautiful.
I can travel. Imagine the fact that like it's Monday and Tuesday. Like I can travel
Uh
on the
huh. On the
weekend
weekend and still come back Monday,
and still
Tuesday.
come back Monday and Tuesday. I ain't gotta be back at work till Wednesday. I
That's
can really
nice.
do some things.
You can.
So, it's about the freedom.
It is.
So just think on that, you know.
We always talk about that, man. It's all about the freedom. So use that position. That's one thing we learned today is using that position, making sure you're hungry, making sure that you really attack things from a position of really, really wanting it and really studying it. The craft isn't built on a day, as we always say. It's built in those 1,000 hours. You got to put the iron to the fire. So I hope y'all learned that. I hope y'all listen to the amazing Vanetta Schofield. Shout out, shout out, shout out. And we out, baby.